Hello, this is Lee. This video is about the settings of a Mammoth PMC for ES strategy. There are some areas I want to explain it to you so you understand better and you can do your own adjustments in the future. Now, this is the ES chart for the September contract, and it's running on a unit Renko bar. That is, this setting is the 5, 10, 35, and you can see under data series, you'll see right there tick trend is 5, open offsets 10, and tick reversal is 35. All right. Now for the when you see it, this is a price-based bar that you will see a pretty smooth trend. Now for unit Renko bars, there is see for normal time-based bars, you will have an open and a close. For unit Renko bars, that for example, this is the open of the short bar. This is the close. However, the open is a what's called a fake open, and the actual open is right there. It could be here and there, but this is the actual open is the close of the previous bar right here, and then this fake open will make this trend look well. Basically, it will confirm the trend if you look at that way. But the actual underlying market is moving from this point, which is the previous close of that bar, and downwards or upwards, depends on the trend. Now, for the strategy that we have here, that we're gonna uh, show you is that the PMC4ES. All right, these are the parameters right there: target, stop, and start trading time, and stop trading time. And you look at the daily profit target, you can do 200, you can do 400, depends, and daily loss. And HP is the internal filter that we built into the strategy and it's set by 200. Now, at this part right there, the order fill resolution. Here's the interesting part because for the unit Renko bar that I just mentioned, you want the entry one tick lower than the previous close if you're going short, or one tick higher of the previous close of the long trend. That's why we're using autofill resolution. We select high instead of standard. Now the difference is that if you select high and you check this box, field limit order is untouched, right? And you go ahead, let's say you apply the strategy, and let's see the results. For ES, it takes a little bit longer to calculate, but once it's done, and it probably takes 10 seconds, maybe 15, depends on the market condition. Okay, this strategy has been applied, and you see today there's a winner trade right there. Now you look at the strategy performance, and you'll see this is the net profit right there, and this is the profit factor right there, 2.9. Okay, have 33 trades in total, 4 trades in the losers, and then 29s are the winners. Now that is based on the order fill. Let's just disable it, and you'll see the order fill resolution selected as high. Now if you select standard fastest, okay, that means that you'll enter as a market price. But for analysis purposes, let's say you go ahead and enable it, and then you see that we look at this today's trade. It's very unusual because the entry is supposed to be right there, which is one tick higher than the previous close. But instead, the entry starts at the open of this bar, which is 4504.75. Well, this is since this is a fake open, this entry actually does not it did not happen today. It's supposed to be right there. because we select fastest, and it used the fake entry as a market order to produce this analysis. Now, then you look at the real time and the historical result. Then you see the total net profit is great. It looks awesome. There's no losers in this report. Why? Because each trade, you look at it, that this one also, the entry is at the open. Now, you'll reach your target before even this bar form because this bar will be 15 ticks. Okay, our target is 10 ticks. So this feet right there, the entry is right there, and you hit the target within the bar, so on and so forth. So those right here, another one right here, entries right there, and targets right there. So that's the difference. If you actually, this is the result, past historical result. But then once you start trading using these selections, and the next live trade, the entry will not be here. It will still be a tick above or at the same tick because the entry will be live. This open is not there. That's what the nature of Unirenko bar. Okay. Now let's go back to the strategy. Let's disable this strategy, and then we go back to high. Now, in the bottom there's order properties and set order quantity. That's the area that you wanted to trade if you wanted to trade multiple contracts instead of just one. You can go there and then select the default quantity, and they'll give you option to choose how many contracts you want to trade. Let's say in this case you wanted to do like 5 contracts. And if you trade 5 contracts, you have to understand that the daily profit limit previously set for 200. If you do 5, that means you'll reach 1,000. So you'll either want to keep that 200 there, but which is not a good idea, or you can set as 2,000. I'm sorry, you can do a little bit lower, 1,800. Now daily loss 1,200, and you have to multiply your stop loss by 5. So 25 by 5 is 125 points. 125 points is based on ES. Each tick is 1250. So you have 125 ticks, and you're looking at daily loss will way beyond $1,200. You've set at $1,200. Once you hit a loser, the first trade, the strategy will stop looking for another trade. Now let's say we set as the same thing as 1,800 and as a daily profit equal, and then we go ahead and then see quantity is 5 and then apply. Then wait for the strategy to load, and you'll see the results. All right, it's still calculating. Here you go. Now you look at today, you had 5 contracts executed. Now, then you go to historical analysis, and you'll see that your profit factor, and you have 6 losers instead of a 4. That means that the daily loss limit needs to be adjusted. Um, 2 losers instead of just one. That means if you go ahead, change this 1,800 to 3,600, and go ahead. And remember, this is the 5 contracts per order. Yes, E-mini S&P is $12.50 per tick. So 25 ticks multiplied by 5 is 125 ticks. Each tick is 12.50, and you do the math. Basically, you can take 2 losses if you set your daily loss at 3,600. It's calculating. Now we can go look at the strategy performance. Um, Same thing. You have 6 losses and 37 trades. Anyways, you get the picture of what the difference that it can make depends on the number of contracts you want to do. This is video is just about the order field resolution, the difference between this high and the standard. If you wanted to see the results, actual historical result, you have to set to high in order to see the historical results for the last 30 days or 40 days, depends on the days you want to set. For the actual trading the strategy, you want to enable the strategy, you also have to set order field resolution to high. If you set it to standard to trade, the order will fill at the tick above the previous close in long or um, lower than the previous close if you go short. But by default, you have to set at the high. All right, that's the difference. If you set to standard and you look at historical, it's just a crazily amazing, but that's not the real result. Okay. And again, quantity, you can sit right there, default quantity under order properties. So that's pretty much it. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just message me.